Okay, guys, hold on. Let me fix it. Oh, I combed my hair, guys. What's going on, guys? I'm sorry. So, quick story time, guys. Okay. I didn't do story time this morning because I wasn't feeling good. I had my tea and I made my juice. I got my juice with me. I got papaya fruit. I was talking to my brother, if you want to laugh. I was talking to my brother through text, right? And I told him, I don't want to get you guys scared, but I'm going to let you know that my pressure's been high. It's 144/99. He says, oh, D, is that you eat so much, you need to stop eating. And I responded, instant diet. And we started laughing. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe to your girl's channel, and hit that notification bell. So every time I upload a video, you won't miss out. Okay? I got these glasses because the sun is sunning. I'm in Florida. And everything is like the pressure in my head is crazy. Crazy. Let me clean my glasses. I had a story for you and I forgot. Oh man. I'll be right back. Hold on. I remember. So guys, because Kevin was the one that was talking about it last night. He was like, it would be a good story if you would tell him the stuff that my father's calling me, the stuff that we used to do to make money. Now, when I met Kevin used to work for a company, okay, and that provided him with a truck, right? But what happened with this company was that they stopped paying the insurance, and Kevin lost the truck, right? So he had to rent a truck, right? Because he had customers of his own. And I taught him how to do scrap metal in New York, right? Listen, New York, I'm a New Yorker. I'm a hustler. I used to pick up bottles, and I used to pick up scrap metal. I'm telling the story about the scrap metal and shit. Well, what's the matter?
No, it's a lot for me to handle. Oh boy.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, so like I was saying, okay, I taught Kevin how to do scrap metal. Yeah, close the window. I taught Kevin how to do scrap metal. Right, Kevin?
Yeah.
Because you lost your job with that company. What was Kevin? His name was Kevin too.
Yeah. Convenient. Kevin's moving service.
Yeah, Kevin's moving service. But anyway, so he stopped working with them, and now he had to figure out a way to, make money, right? Because back then my addiction was crazy. Like, if you didn't have no money for me, get out of my face, right?
Yeah.
So he would make it his business to do jobs, right? You was the one that told me last night that this would be a good story, right?
The garbage,
We would pick up garbage, okay? We would pick up, not garbage like garbage, but like furniture that people was throwing out, right? We would leave it in front of buildings, in parks, because he didn't have the money to take it to the dump, okay? We were doing illegal shit. He was doing illegal shit, and because I was on drugs, I was just following.
One night in the scrap metal yard, you said how much? They said $387.
I said drive.
You said go. Get out of here.
I sure did. Okay. But we used to pick up old washing machines, old dishwashers, right? Dryers, refrigerators, right? We went to a store that was closing in Manhattan. Remember that?
Yeah.
And they had shelves, right? Metal shelves, aluminum the anything that was aluminum or metal or copper, anything that was metal that we were able to take to the scrap metal place yard. But before that, I was doing that with a shopping cart on my own. Okay, I would jump in and out of dumpsters and take out, okay, and take out anything that was metal. If I found TVs, I would take the TVs, get my hammer, get my tools, break it, take all the copper and the metal that was inside that I was able to take. Okay, the super, not in my building, in another building,
right.
He was noticing that I was doing that. So you know what he said, D,
deal with this guy right now.
He said to me, D, I have a couple of apartments that are empty that I need the refrigerators and stoves and stuff taken down. You take them down. You could take whatever it is, that you need, and you use it as scrap. So I did that. But anyway, bottom line is, right, because I'm going to make this story quick because I don't feel good, guys. I just want to lay down, but I have to go to Clearwater to see my brother. But anyway, so like I was saying, I taught Kevin how to make money besides the moving jobs, okay? Because it was just abrupt. Like when they took the truck, it was that we were doing a job, right? And the cop or the state trooper in New Jersey ran the license plate, and it came up that he didn't have insurance, and it wasn't him. It was the company that did that wasn't paying the man, the owner of that company. And but we made it through. And because I was an addict, right, and I saw that he wasn't making money, I made a way for him to make money. Okay, and let me tell you something, he was making $300 and $400 and $500 and $600 a day. Okay, and then at that time he used to drink a lot of beer. Okay, and I was drinking too. So all the cans of beers, anytime that I would see garbage or whatever, recycle, I would make him stop. I would get out. I would take the bottles. We had bags. I would get the bags. Put the bottles in bags, and I would take them in the morning. The next day, I would take them to the bottle exchange place. Okay, and they knew me there so much that I didn't have to wait on no line. Okay, and I would make like $80, $90 just on bottles. Just on recycling plastic, glass, and can bottles, okay? With the 5-cent deposits in New York, yeah. Then whatever scrap metal that we would see, we would go on Craigslist and we would look at scrap metal. Like you go into Craigslist, New York, and you put scrap metal, and anything that was scrap metal that people wanted you to pick up, you didn't have to buy it. You just had to go and pick it up. Sometimes you had to pick it up at the garbage. Sometimes you had to pick it up at somebody's apartment or a business. And we were making money like that. Okay, I remember one time he got a job with the Christmas tree lady that it was a seasonal thing, and we worked with her 2 years in a row. She remembered us because we did such a good job. After she takes out the trees and everything, all the mess and scrap, we had to go sweep it up, rake it up, put it in bags, clean the area for her, and then we would take all that. Let me tell you, the truck smelled like pine. Okay, the truck smelled like pine because it was cut wood, cut pine tree, the pines off oh my God, it was a mess, but the truck smelled so good. I remember this like, forget about it. And listen, we would pick up like sheetrock, cement, okay? Yes, we were doing all that, okay, to make money out there, all right? My daughter's calling me. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to let you know that where there's a will, there's a way, okay? And God is always a provider no matter what. I'm an example because in the midst of my addiction, God provided me a place to sleep. He provided me food, okay? Shelter, all right? Someone that cared where I was, what I was doing, what I was eating. He sent Kevin. Kevin was always in and out, Okay, and when I remember one time I was walking from the jail, from coming out of jail, and he was on the bus. He didn't have a car at that time. Okay, and he noticed me from the bus. He noticed me walking, and he got off the bus. He's like, "What are you doing walking?" I said, "I just came out of jail. I had a bag, okay, of junk." What happened?
Let's go.
Watch it, Kevin. You gotta pay attention.
I gotta get my
So
knife.
what you doing? You remember when you saw me on the bus when I was coming out of jail?
Or the Indian lady that gave you a tip. She saw you sitting in the truck and she said, "Oh, you're a worker here."
That was when you had the truck. Guys, these are all true stories, okay? All true stories. Stories that really, really happens, okay? That you can't make it up. You cannot make it up. I can't make it up, guys. Okay? All right? We used to park in the truck stops when he did have the truck. We used to park in the truck stops, okay? He wouldn't go home so that I wouldn't be in the street, roaming the street. He would give me $60, and sometimes $60 for me wasn't enough. I would be like, I need 40 more. I need 60 more. He would be like, I'm going to be broke behind you. I said, I don't have a gun to your head. You giving me them. I do not have a gun to your head, okay? But I wasn't in my right state of mind, guys. I was really bad. I was evil, okay? On drugs, I was not a good person, okay? I wasn't a good person, all right? As long as you had money for me, I was mentally a little bit there. If you had no money for me, get out of my face, yo. Let me tell you something. There was times that he was so tired that he would drive around, and if he would see me, he would just drop me off $20, $40. Look, man, here's $40. Here's some pizza or half a sandwich that I ate, you know. He would drop this skin doesn't I don't want to peel it. He would just drop it off. But anyway, guys, I love you guys, okay? I love you for being here. Oh no, I gotta do a separate video. Anyway, just popped into my head. I'm gonna do a separate video after this one. I'll download it afterwards. But anyway, guys, I love you. Don't worry about what you don't have. Be grateful for what you do have. Pray for me because my pressure is still high. I've been drinking my passion fruit juice natural, because this is natural. I made it myself. And then my garlic tea. Let's see, garlic. You can't see it? Can you see it? No, because I don't want to spill it. And then I got to eat that garlic. I got to swallow it, okay, to bring my pressure down, because I don't qualify for health insurance here in Florida. So I can't see a doctor. And I'm not, because I'm not taking high blood pressure medication. That's a no-no for me. And I got, hold on. Oh, let me show you what I got. Papaya. Papaya. Okay, that's gonna be, I haven't had no breakfast, okay, or anything like that, because I'm kind of scared behind what's going on with this pressure, guys. But keep praying for me. I love you, all right? And don't worry about what you don't have. Be grateful for what you do have, all right, guys? And we're gonna get this house. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Guys, we're driving through a neighborhood and they have an airplane parked in front of their house. Look at this. Are you kidding me? These houses are huge. These houses. Happy Friday, TGIF, guys. I didn't do a story time today, guys. I'm still not feeling well, okay?
Turn left onto Melba Court, then you will arrive at your destination.
I got in the car and I said, well, look at this one.
It's a bug.
These houses are huge.
Oh, there's another one. Another airplane.
Another airplane. Okay, so there's pilots that live in this neighborhood. Look at this. Oh my God.
You have arrived.
Wow. Okay, well, that's the truck that Kevin will be working out of. But these houses are huge. Anyway, guys, I'll be back.